Good morning and cheers to an open auction 0DT team. This is your routine debrief. Now that we are within 2 weeks of Christmas, we're going to have to start rolling out the holiday cheer. So I don't know if you guys have noticed the little mug that I'm always showing here is actually a Christmas themed mug with our friend Mr. Tom Sosnoff. It's a old collector's item from the Tasty Trade team. Excuse me, as I fix my little poofer here there. Whatever. Bad hair day. It's gonna happen. Um, yeah. So we got the Christmas tie on. We're all getting in the holiday cheer for this. What I think is going to be one of the most significant, volatile, tough, trappy, and fun trading weeks of this year, and it's likely probably going to be um, the climactic action as we get ready for either a Santa Claus rally, some type of consolidation, um, that lighter volume trading to end 2022. So let's jump right into it today. Today, as you can see already, it's low volume, low conviction, very similar to what we saw on Friday. Um, in fact, I think that it's either a normal variation or neutral day again, just like Friday. We'll see how that plays out. Um, so let's just look at what we got going for today, and we'll jump right into it. So, quick programming note is I am sending out a newsletter today. If you are not subscribed, you can do so in the link to the video in the description. In the description of this video, there's a link. Today, I'm going to do for the newsletter. I'm going to send out kind of a one-pager worksheet for this warm-up document, just showing anybody who's interested exactly what I'm doing for the process, and if you want to use it yourself, that's going to be the purpose of that newsletter. I will edit it over time. I'm still working on these playbooks for the different trend days or trading days, types of trading days. As you can see, it's super basic, so I will add to that over time. Yeah, this is just going to be kind of uh, oh, look, my first little chat that actually worked from Mr. Juiceball. Anyways, to finish the statement, this is just going to be that one pager that develops over time. One iron fly to rule them all. Yes, indeed, Mr. Juiceball. Um, so far, an iron fly is working very nicely today. I myself am only involved with some spec shorts, far away, low risk, just in case we do see a move to the downside. Obviously, wouldn't hold my breath if we have been in dip buying mode, so we'll see there. So yeah, let's just review this document real quick. So you can see it's that super narrow IBR. IBR means IB range. It's about is it 1030 yet? Yeah, so it's 1030. We've put that in. It is from about 84 to, let's say, 65. So let's say it's about 20 points. Super narrow range in terms of IBR. So again, we're looking at that likely normal variation or neutral type day. If you want to know how I'm trading that, we'll just look at it real quick on here again. I'm going to send this out and it will be edited over time. But really for me, those normal variation days, I'm looking for that in the money collar, which is just the in the money spread that finances a long that's at the same strike as the short strike of that in the money spread. I like to use $17 and $22 spreads. More on that as time goes on and some more data builds out. I don't really want to get too vocal about that until I have some data to back it up, but it looks pretty promising so far. So that's how I'm trading that today in the money collar, and potentially an HVN iron fly to match our friend Juiceball in the chat as the day goes on. I just want to make sure that it is indeed going to be that normal variation, or excuse me, that neutral look opposed to normal variation. That's just going to need a little more of the day to fill out for me. So be watching that. In terms of the overnight profile itself, it's definitely a P shape, and what that means is, although I think the Guten Morgen yourself, Mr. Ernie, also hanging out with our friend OJ at the VWAP, it seems. Yeah, so the overnight profile does have that P shape, which implies that at least since we made that low overnight, we do have kind of a bullish bias. in my opinion, if you look at it, just kind of taking into Friday's session as well, there is still more of a bearish trend than bullish trend in my opinion until we do get above that prior day high. So again, as mentioned at the beginning of the video, it's that more complex type trading. We're really in the middle of a range, favoring those iron flies. If you want to take the risk and assume that we're just going to sit here, and if you want to take a shot, I think it also favors us in the money spreads. I'm not a huge fan of the out of the monies, those 10 delta, the standard iron condor type trades for these neutral slash normal variation days, because very often you do see these open up. You saw it on Friday where all day we just kind of sat in a range, and then right at the end of the day they just opened it up and hurt a lot of people in those out of the money type trades. So for me, I'm really not looking at those today, although it might work obviously, but that's my opinion. So the level really I'm watching to look for some type of bearish unwind is going to be that 3970 level. Time and volume below there or around there is going to disrupt that P-shape overnight profile that we have, and really I think going to spoil the bulls day. Until then, we are tentatively moving up. I'm not interested myself in any bullish trades until we get near that prior day high. So if we do kind of meander on up all day, it's not going to be a particularly profitable day for me, but that's okay. Again, just looking at those specific levels, which you can see in this warm-up document, which is in the description. Besides that, I just want to point out that we do have significant pivot contraction in both the ES and, and the VIX. As I look at the extremely intelligent comments in the chat. So that significant pivot contraction does imply a high probability of trend if and when somebody does start to break it out. So right now it's looking like a bull trend, and we'll see if that changes. Again, you can see the levels in this document that I'm looking at. And finally, just to review, for me, it's that ES prior day high. It's going to be 40.20 on the new contract. It's about 40 points away on the bull side. So again, if we do have a bullish type day, I think it's a little bit tougher trading. And then that downside, we're watching that 39.70 level. So that's what I got for the warm up. Again, for today's newsletter issue, I'm going to just kind of do a little one pager that shows exactly how I'm filling that out in case you want to incorporate that into your own process. So real quick, let's just look at our charts. So chessboard chart, again, I sound like a broken record today, but not much going on. We're just hanging out in the demand zone from last week's distribution. Nothing really to talk about here. You can see we put in a poor high at that IB high so far. Really, it's a nothing burger for me until we get into that 20 area. You can see it's a poor high from the other day. I'm favoring more of a move to that 39.70 and watching what happens around there. So this is the chessboard chart. You can see we have a pretty large MGI cluster. We're navigating really the prior week POC, the prior week value area low. You got a bunch of monthly notable value points in here, and yeah, it's just it's super choppy. All the news comes tomorrow and the next day, so it's highly likely that we're not going to do much today, and if we do, it doesn't really mean anything as tomorrow's number, and then FOMC is going to shake things up almost certainly. So that's the chessboard chart, and let's just take a quick look at volatility. As the comment section continues to enlighten everybody. Okay, so volatility, again, it's kind of sideways. It's up to sideways. You can see it's below our pivots today. The bears tried to make a move a little earlier in the morning unsuccessfully. So we're seeing that mild divergence, again favoring the bulls until we build time and volume below 70. Really not much to talk about here. It's really about the contraction of these pivots, as well as you don't see them on this chart, but as well as the ES pivots themselves. That's telling us that high probability of trend. But in terms of price action itself, we're not really seeing much. So one could say perhaps VIX is flagging a little bit here. I'm not going to make any inferences based on that. I really want to see, if I'm bearish, a hold above that 25.20 area in terms of just a price action. But until that happens, and really again, until that 39.70 starts to fail, I don't see anything super notable. So that's what we got for today's quick review. I'm going to package this up a little bit nicer and get that sent out. Besides that, please feel free to engage using any of the other links in the description. Hopefully Any engagement will be a little more useful than today's chat between our friends Ernest and Juiceball. But yeah, feel free to hit me up on Twitter, this comment section of this video, newsletter, etc. You can see all the links in the description. And that's all I have for you today. So uh, we'll see how it plays out. Really, we got that big news coming tomorrow. I think we're going to see something exciting. And then again on Wednesday, and we'll follow up tomorrow after the news comes out, and we'll go from there. So enjoy your days. Uh, Keep it tight in case they try anything cute, and I will talk to you tomorrow. So stay classy until then.